What's going on, YouTube and all you drunken misfits out there? Jeremy D. Glass here, aka I am motherfucking drunk, y'all. Now, today, I'm here to talk to you about something that usually I don't like to get into on the channel. And like I said in the past before, I don't like to get into politics. But when I also started this channel, I said I'm going to talk about, post about, whatever the fuck I want to post about. And today, I want to talk about what's going on in America right now. What this nation has become and what this nation is turning into. First off, let me state this for you. I'm a proud American. I 100% believe this country is the greatest country in the world. Even to this day, I stand behind that. But this country is making a lot of mistakes and and a lot of efforts to change my mind on that point. With what that being said, what exactly am I talking about? What exactly pisses me off that America is doing right now? First off, what's pissing me off is the left-wing liberal nut jobs that are literally taking this country over and forcing their ideals onto us, whether it's constitutional or not. And I just don't agree with it. First off, I'm going to go on to a point. Reading top stories on the internet. Oh, yeah, don't trust the internet. Afghanistan drone strike kills 10 civilians, 7 children, and 0 terrorists. Pentagon admits this. That should not happen in today's society, at least not from the U.S. Not from our government and not from our military. That blood should not be on our hands, but guess what? It is. And I'm not talking about the civilian market per se, but as a whole, America is to blame for that. Misinformation. What's the word I'm looking for? Preemptive strikes without research. And it just pisses me off beyond all belief. It really boils my blood to see that as a headline. Right now, America does not look like the good guys with what is going on in this country, with what is going on in the world and how we are responding to it. We no longer look like the good guys, and it pisses me off because we have always, and I mean always, been the good guys. On top of that, there are some other issues going on within our country. I hate even looking at these headlines. I hate even talking about them, but it needs to be spoken by somebody. Whether or not my voice reaches as many people as I expect it to, this needs to be talked about. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be off everywhere, left, right, center, back to the old story, not in this. This is rambling at 100% at its finest. But I cannot stand this shit. I cannot stand seeing Afghanistan drone strike kills 10 civilians, 7 children. That pisses me off. And yes, I would like to go into further details about it, but I'm not going to because this would be a 20, 30-minute video just on that alone. And there's some other things I want to cover. Let's go on. Let's go into with inside the country. President Joe Biden's vaccine mandate is ordinary yet controversial. No, it is not ordinary. Ordinary vaccine mandates are things that take years to go into effect. The COVID vaccine is not ordinary mandate. Why, yes, it has been tested and FDA approved. It has not... Nobody knows the long-term effects of this vaccine. That is the reason I have not gotten it, and that is the reason I will not get it. When people can prove to me the long-term effects of this vaccine, I will get it. That's fine by me. I have no problem. I'm not an anti-vaxxer at all. Measles, pox, whatever else the vaccine is, I will get no problem. This COVID vaccine has not been proven to me, and I refuse to get it. I refuse. Just straight up refused. Someone came to my house right now and tried to stick a needle in me. I am going to beat the holy fuck out of them. I'm going to try to beat them to death because they are not putting something in my body that I do not trust. Simple fact is that. U.S. government, you can block this all you want. YouTube, you can block this and take this down, but I am putting my voice out there. I do not trust it. While I have friends that have gotten it, I have had family that's gotten it, that's fine. That's their choice. I do not dictate what my family does. I do not dictate what my friends do. Just like they do not dictate me. Simple as that. My choice. And his whole vaccine mandate, I may lose my job over it because I will not get my vaccine. But here's the thing. I can't say where I work because saying where I worked creates issue when I post on YouTube. I cannot say where I worked, but where I work hopefully does not have a problem with it because of our governor. And I still refuse to get it. If I lose my job over it, I will 100% lose my job over it. Guess what? I can find a new fucking job. Simple as that. My life will not be dictated by the government in that aspect. Another thing I want to touch on is just our president in general. I cannot stand our president. I am actually going against everything I've talked about in the past. He is my president, and I have to show respect to a degree. As long as my president upholds my constitutional rights and human rights, I will show respect. Whether or not I believe he should be president or not, I will show respect. Here's the thing with President Joe Biden. President Joe Biden has literally gone against my constitutional rights by ordering this mandate, for one. Two, he is still trying to, he's gone against my constitutional rights of the Second Amendment by stating that we do not, I'm trying to think of his exact quotes here without being just too outlandish and out top. I'm not trying to be an Alex Jones here. Well, the words, when the Second Amendment was written, the government still controlled what type of guns and who should have them, is what he said. Somewhat along that lines. You can quote me on it all you want. Somewhat along that lines. I can find that video and pull it up if I have to just to prove you wrong. He said something along those lines. First off, the Second Amendment never limited the type of weaponry the civilian market should have. And he has tried to do just that. Beyond all belief, he has tried to do just that. He has promised to get ARs out of our hands. He has promised to get military equivalent weapons out of our hands, and it is not going to happen. This is where I lose respect for our president because he tries to bend the amendments his way and tries to not even just bend them, outright ignore them is what pisses me off the most. And because of things like this, America is falling apart. From within itself, America is falling apart. Our enemies, North Korea. I don't want to say China, but I'm going to say China. Our enemies see us as weak nowadays. And why we may have had peace with them over the last, how long has it been? 100 years or so. Our enemies are seeing us as weak because of our president. Our president has showed them that we are weak when we are not. I dare a foreign country to step foot on our land. It ain't going to happen. It is not going to happen. A foreign military will not set foot on our land if they bring war. We will wipe them out. We will take them down. Simple as that. Because of our Second Amendment rights, whether it's the military or the civilians. But my problem is the U.S. is falling apart from within itself. The U.S. government has done everything in its power to separate the people. Whether that has been a race, whether that has been leftist or rightist, Republican or Democrat. The U.S. government has done everything in its power to set us apart. When left and right didn't work, they went to race. Black and white didn't work or quit working. It worked for a while. Do not get me wrong. It worked. They pitted us against each other race by race. They pitted us against the police. They pitted us against each other every which way possible. And when those stopped working, they are now pitting us against each other, unvaccinated and vaccinated. Vaccinated people, you live your life. You do what you feel is right for this country. You do what you feel is right for your family and yourself. I will do what I feel right is for me and my family. Whether you agree with it or not, that's your opinion. Whether I agree with it or not, that's your opinion. That's where it ends. But the U.S. government is separating us beyond all belief, trying to make us weak, trying to make us weak-minded. We are not a race. We are not unvaccinated or vaccinated. We are not Democrat. We are not Republican. We are the people. We are one. We are the United States of America, and we need to get back to that. I don't care what it takes for you to believe that. I don't care what it takes for you to get back to that. America is imploding in on itself because of the government and because of the people. The biggest threat to America and the biggest threat to anybody on this planet is not your enemies. The biggest threat to you is yourself. And that's what we are dealing with. And our problem right now is we have a leader that wants to divide us, a leader that does not care about the American people. The news will post what it will post to try to separate us, to try to distract us. The media's main object in this world is to distract us anymore. Whether that be Fox, whether that be CNN, whether that be NBC, whatever news channel you watch, their goal is to distract us. And that is our biggest problem anymore. And yes, I am reading all of these headlines off of top stories, news, Esquire, Time Magazine, CNN, The Washington Post. Yes, they're distracting me too, but they're also opening my eyes. You know what distractions they made for me? Come on, where's my mouse at? Like I said, the distractions I've had, seeing these drone strikes that killed children. Children, civilians, and no terrorists coming from the U.S. That distracts me. That pisses me off at our government. That pits government versus civilian. Yes, it does. I am being a hypocrite right now because, yes, it does 100% distract me. Yes, it 100% pits me against somebody else. But right now, our government is in shambles. Our government is not in the right, and our government needs to be put in its place by the American people. And I'm not trying to start a revolution. I'm not trying to start a civil fucking war here. That's the last thing we need. But the American people need to wake up here. It's as simple as that. The American people need to wake up, no longer bend to our government, current government, that is just tyrannical, dictatorship almost like by Joe Biden standards. Joe Biden's quotes, a dictator rules by, the fuck is it called? God damn it. My mind decides to go blank now. I'm going to have to look up here. Executive orders. Sorry. Mine went blank there. Joe Biden says a dictator rules by executive orders. Within his first week in office, Joe Biden has signed more executive orders than any of the presidents in that short amount of time. Tell me who the dictator is now, Joe. Tell me who it is. The last topic I want to get on, because we're already running 13 minutes in. I need to go ahead and end this video because I'm getting pissed off talking about it. I'm pulling it up over here. The last thing we need to talk about here, that I want to talk about, that needs to be heard and repeated and respected by every American out there. Lance Corporal David Espinoza. Sergeant Nicole Gee, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Staff Sergeant Darren Taylor Hoover. Staff Sergeant Ryan Knaus, hope I'm pronouncing that right. Corporal Hunter Lopez. Lance Corporal Riley McCollum. Lance Corporal Dylan Marola. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If I pronounce any of these wrong, I'm sorry. Lance Corporal Kareem Nicoya. Corporal Dagan William Taylor Page. Sergeant Joanny Rosaria. I am terrible with these names. I sincerely apologize. I do not mean any disrespect by pronouncing these wrongs. Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz. Navy Hospital Corpsman Max Soviak. Those are the 13 U.S. soldiers, U.S. service members killed in the Kabul airport attack. And yes, this story is old. You've probably heard those names already. You've already heard about this. They were killed because our government failed them. Our government, our commander-in-chief, failed those men and women. Joe Biden, you should not be impeached. I agree with the British Royal Marine that said you should be... Sorry, I'm getting emotional here. You should not be impeached. You should be court-martialed. 100%. You do not deserve to be in office. You do not deserve to lead and run our military because you have failed them. You have failed our services. You have failed our country, and you deserve to be out of office. You deserve to be in jail. And like I said already in this video, I don't care if YouTube takes this down. I don't care if Facebook takes this down when I post it over there. I do not care. My word will get out there one way or another. And at least if it gets taken down for me putting it out there, at least I know I tried to at least say something. Because this pisses me off beyond all belief. What is going on in our country is a disgrace. What's going on in other countries because of us is a disgrace. All these years, our servicemen and women have sacrificed their lives, their future, for what has gone on in other countries. And we have failed them by what we have done in Kabul, what we have done in Afghanistan. That time meant nothing because of you, Joe Biden. Because of you, our U.S. government. Whoever is pulling the strings behind Joe Biden, because I do not believe he is pulling these strings. I believe he's a front man. I believe somebody behind the scenes is running everything because he is obviously not coherent enough to be our president and make these decisions on his own. You have failed them. You have failed our U.S. servicemen. You have failed us. You have failed your country. Something needs to change. I don't know what. I don't know how. I don't know when. But something has to change for America. Normally for the fallen, the people I've lost in my lives, I've done shots for. But here I feel like that would be disrespectful to these 13 U.S. servicemen and women. I'm not going to do that for them because I feel like it'd be disrespectful. I already feel like I've disrespected them because I know I pronounced some of their name wrong. I'm sorry for that. But I had to talk about this. Somebody needs to. The news has talked about it, but they have not talked about it long enough. Those 13 should be talked about the rest of history. They should not fade off into the background like some things have in our past. They need to be talked about for the rest of our America's history in the books to our children, to our children's children in school. They should be talked about because the U.S. failed them and their family more than anything else. Just like our government has failed us. People, wake up. Something has to change. If not the government, then we need to. We allowed this to happen ourselves. We allowed them to get in there. I'm not innocent of this. I did not vote. I should have. Because maybe if I voted, maybe if those out there who thought that, well, their vote doesn't matter, something would have changed. If all of us voted, I think so. I'm at to blame here. We are at all to blame. The American government is to blame for all this as well. We're at 20 minutes here. I need to shut the fuck up. I need to stop being so angry. I need to relax, let y'all sit on this, and quit rambling before I start just talking incoherently about random shit that I know nothing about. What I've researched on this today, I have researched, I've talked about it, I've looked at it, every aspect of it. America, wake up. I would normally say stay drunk y'all at the end of this, but no. Maybe we need to stay sober during this. these decisions, what needs to happen in the country. Stay sober and think about it. Cause me sitting home getting drunk, ranting to you like this, ain't fixing nothing. Maybe someone out there better than me can stay sober and actually fix this shit. I love each and every single one of y'all. I appreciate all y'all done for this channel. I appreciate y'all's thoughts. Y'all even sitting here watching this. Hell, I don't think anybody's going to make it this far anyway. If y'all make it this far in the video, it shows that you're a true patriot, just like I am, and actually care about opinions like this. First Amendment, freedom of speech. I love each and every single one of y'all. Take care. Signing out.